right, we're back on the air for a wrap-up hour of the Gary Russen Way Out There show on GJRB on TV, GJRB TV on YouTube as we wrap up the last show ever on Hangout. And no viewers that respond to someone who had, just before I came on the air, saw this, I'm going, what? Strange language on there. I don't know what it was, but they said no, but that's fine. Yeah, I don't care. That's fine. Anyway, welcome back to the program. This is our last bit for today before we close out the show. We're going to be saying goodbye to that for now. And, of course, like I said before, kind of sad to say goodbye to this Hangout because I did like it. I wish they'd just find a way to keep it. But, we're going to see what we can do with it if we can, because we could still stream on YouTube, but I don't know if I'll be able to do the things I used to do on here. But I'm going to see what I'm going to be doing some studying on it. I'm going to be going through each and every one, and I'll be sending out some questions along the way and see if maybe perhaps we can do the same kind of show almost on there, but maybe perhaps I won't be able to do the things I used to do on here, but maybe at least come close to it. That being said, but I'm glad to be back on the air for our last hour of the Gary Russen Way Out There show on GJRB Online on YouTube. And we'll be back on Spreaker next Wednesday, tentatively 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock East, and 1 o'clock in the Pacific next week on GJRB Online on Spreaker. It'll be next week. Okay, next week we'll be trying back on the air on the radio end of things, and I'll be figuring out how to do this on YouTube again. Find a way to, get this program the way I want to do it, and be able to rig that up. So we'll see what happens along the way here. Okay. All right. Then meanwhile, though, let's see what we've got coming up in our next half hour. We've got the wrap up some of the things we haven't touched yet, including a interesting story that I want to pull off here. Let's see. Mystery booms are going on in Florida, and it has some residents baffled. According to a story, they're saying that Florida residents are strange. They hear these booms, which happened, I think, was last Sunday. Many scratching their heads. Social media starting to buzz over it. Loud boom happened at 8:15 p.m. People from the Holly Hill and New Samaria Beach saying they heard it, and even said they felt a ground shake. The Port Orange Police Department spokesman said they fielded numerous calls about the noise. So we guess their guess is as good as mine, they stated, quote unquote. The U.S. Geological Survey isn't reporting any earthquakes in that region. Also, were no training exercises going on in the Pine Castle Range complex, which is located in Ocala National Forest, which could have caused the noise, according to the Naval Station in Jacksonville, according to a spokesman. So they're saying they hear these sounds, but they don't know where they're coming from or what's causing them. Okay, interesting piece there. I had a video for that, and I'll have to look to see if I still have it. It was in my roundup. And let me see if I can find it. It was a video for that. And here's something disturbing. This comes out of my friend Ben Osman posted this. A story that states that in California right now has recently become a state that the U.S. lawmakers removed religious exemptions to those opposing any vaccination for their children, and a bill mandated proof of vaccination for measles, pertussis, whatever that is. Anyway, measles probably. It was an annual flu vaccine for daycare providers, early childhood teachers, and Head Start teachers as well, and parent co-ops where money is exchanged. The YMCA, early childhood and after-school program caregivers, home daycare providers, and parent volunteers who care for children. Apparently, I guess what's going on here, according to this, commencing on September 1st, which is just next Thursday, persons shall be, they are not be employed in a daycare home environment. He or she has not been immunized against influenza, pertussis, and measles. Pertussis, I have no idea what that is. Employees shall receive an influenza vaccination between August 1st and September 1st each year. The bill eliminating all medical autonomy, crushing religious freedom, and undermining personal freedoms, and burdening quality providers with non-optional medical intervention in the form of mandated vaccines. In other words, if you refuse to take the vaccine in California, if you refuse to take the vaccine, you'll be arrested. Yeah. This is commencing. Will prohibit a daycare center or family care home or employee, any persons who has not yet been immunized according to the schedule for routine adult immunizations prescribed by federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The bill would specify circumstances under which a person would be exempt from immunization requirements based on the medical safety and current immunity as specified. The bill would make conforming changes to provisions that set forth qualifications for each daycare center teacher, applicants for licensure as family daycare center, because the bill provided, in other words, what they're saying here is, like I said before, they will be arrested. Parent, grandparent who wishes to volunteer your time, talents, and skills. So in other words, they're saying that that's what's happened. According to this story, California putting people in jail for refusing vaccinations. That's the law. That's what they're saying. This is in California right now. That's what's starting. It's a law. Think about that one. We'll talk about that. And I'm going to probably bring that up on the next last 7 days meeting. That's one I don't know unless our pastor got a hold of that story. Interesting piece of information there. And wow. No joke. They're not playing games here, and that's pretty close to end time prophecy, folks. You know, right? If you're right with the Lord, you know. We're gonna get into that here now. The next story down the line is one I had mentioned earlier, and it talks about this. This is an interesting story. Now, this guy was recently on a Coast to Coast show with George Norrie about 2 or 3 nights ago, talking about how he actually he apparently died twice. His name, he's a UCLA Medical Center. Christmas Eve 2010, I believe it happened. He developed sepsis, groin injury, a groin red swollen, and all that. He had 105-degree temperature. And he talks about this story. He talks about this when he was operated on, or apparently crossed to the other side. His name is Dr. Raif Partey. He was recently on a Coast to Coast a.m. with George Norrie program, and he wrote a book entitled Dying to Wake Up, A Doctor's Voyage into the Afterlife, and the Wisdom He Brings Back. I'm going to try and get a hold of this book, and I would love to have him on the program. He tells a story tells a really good story here about his life after death experience when he apparently supposedly saw heaven. According to his accounts, he is under anesthesia, and he had an out-of-body experience, and he tells a story about this. This is really, really amazing, and it really can put chills down your spine when you listen to it, because it is absolutely fabulous. This story. And he tells about it, and really, really good. Now listen to this. This is how this happens, okay? Let's hope the commercial comes on. Figures there would be a commercial come on. Okay. Okay, I'm going to kind of mute that for now and stop sharing for a minute until that's over. Okay, and then when it goes into the segment I want to play, I'll go ahead and put it on pause. Okay, and then try that again. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reshare it. Okay, come on now. Okay. All right, here it is. This is a really, really good story. Now, check this out. This is Dr. Ray Partey telling the story about how he crossed over to the other side and saw heaven. Okay, I hope we can get that story. Wait, let's bring that back. Okay, bring the voice back. Here we go.
Once you got to the other side of the tunnel, what happened then?
On the other side of the tunnel, I could see a light, and I was greeted by two very robust young men who were radiating peace, joy, and who were there to help me. And those beings told me telepathically that they were my archangels. They were Raphael and Michael, which made total sense to me, because Michael being the angel of strength and Raphael being the angel of healing and of doctors. And when I told my wife my story about who I met, her first reaction was, what happened to the thousands of Indian god and goddesses? None of them showed up. That was, I had no answer for it, but I got to tell it the way it was. Right. And then these angels imparted me with wisdom, imparted me with knowledge, with divine knowledge, like what consciousness is, why we are here, what is the purpose of life, and what is the purpose of my life. And they helped me guide towards a light being, which was like 1,000 suns at the same time, but it was amazingly not hurting the eyes. And I floated above the meadows, roses of different colors, and I still had the mountain stream in front of my eyes, clear mountain stream. And it had the air had a very sweet aroma to it, and I could hear a distant chime which sounded like Om. I found myself in presence of a light being. The way I can describe is that I felt as a part of the light and not being a part at the same time. It's almost paradoxical, but the best metaphor I can give you would be like ocean and the waves. Like I'm part of the ocean, but I'm separate from the ocean. And what I was really feeling is very hard to describe. The closest I can describe it in the earthly language is love, or using a Sanskrit word Shanti. I felt supreme harmony, peace, love, and joy. Total bliss, like what has been described in the Indian literature, the nature of consciousness is. And from there, the consciousness, the light being, spoke to me without speaking. It was more of a knowing, like what my life is going to be spared. I have to still go back and finish my dharma, my purpose in life, my soul contract. But it will be a very different life from now what I had led before. And instead of a materialistic focused life, it will be spiritually focused life. Like I have to help people, especially with the diseases, what I call diseases of the soul, depression, chronic pelvic pain, and addictions. And that was one of the reasons I suffer from them. So I have empathy for people who are going through that themselves.
Bernard drinks from a glass the prosecutors say was
looks like I might have to end up closing this program more early. My batteries in my mixer are starting to die. So we're going to have to make this a quick one. Some things are going to have to be eliminated. But so far we're hearing it, so we're going to see what we can come on the last before I have to definitely go off the air. Right now, though, we're looking at a little bit of button juice here until we can go off the air. So we're going to go through some quick ones. A few things that we did not cover on the program. We're just going to be getting the audio version on the next Gary Russen program next week on Spreaker on GJRB Online. So some of the stuff we didn't get to show you, well, that's okay. But as of now, that's but so far so good, and that we can at least stay on for just a little while longer before the batteries do cut out. Meanwhile, though, let's see what we got here. We got a few more things, including the reason why I found out just in the last break. My wife showed me reason why why our dog was on the Facebook when we did our scroll through social media last hour, was because it's National Dog Day. So I want to go into the screen share once again and go back into my Facebook. Okay, and show you that National Dog Day. I'm going to go back in there. Let's see if we can get back into that real quick. And I want to show you that tornado too, by the way. The two tornadoes, I got them coming up. But yeah, there's one of them. That is my sister's dog, Sid. My sister Darcy's dog. Yeah, there you go, Sid. And that's a cute little dog. The reason people are posting their dogs is because this is National Dog Day today. And let's see what we have here. Good friend Anna Holmes has a few dogs up there. Got a couple more dogs. Happy National Dog Day today. National Dog Day. Yeah, that's what we got today. National Dog Day. And let's see if we get there. Wait a minute. I guess, all right, let's see. Here we go. National Dog Day. Yeah. And we got a lot of dogs on there today, and a few of them. My friend Steven Booch, I like his dog. That's cool. Okay, kind of going a little sideways there, though, but Okay, let's see what else we can find. Yes, enough of that. Okay, we're gonna let that go. That was good. Okay, do we got? That was neat. Someone did with their cat and a windshield wiper. I like that. John Ferguson posted that. I like that. That was good. Okay, down here, what we got here? Further on up the page, let's see if we can find that dog. Our dog, the GJRB station mascot. There he is again, the little dog. Yeah, little dog. And my wife and the little doggy. And then we're going to go down the page here. So where's the other one? There's another one. Rotor posted that one. And let's see here. Down the line a bit. Go down the page. Cat driving. Okay. Some people have some interesting videos today. Really? Let's see. Down the page here. I want to see that. Yeah, Hillary. Forget that. Let's skip all that Hillary stuff. Tired of looking at it. Anybody out there tired of the elections yet? I mean, tired of the whole campaign. I mean, really. I mean, does it get old or what? I mean, overblown or something. I mean, I just don't see why we have to, consistent. I know I'll be looking forward to this campaign being over. I'm looking forward to it. That it is. Look at that. That's a classic record player. And back in the day, I guess they used to have record players that played only 45 RPM records. And this is one of them. This is an oldie but a goodie. It's a Zenith. This is one of the postings that I have on my. I have a page that is old record players specifically, and I like to look at those. I have a bunch of them, including a bunch of old stereos that I like to look at. This is another site that I get on. This is pretty cool. This is a TV and FM DXing Facebook page. These are fabulous. People who pick up faraway TV stations on their TV. And this is one, and I can't remember. It's a CIII2 from Bancroft on. Was again this morning on Akron. It's this was seen in Akron, Ohio. I don't know where this channel is coming from, but it's a foreign TV station that they're picking up on Channel 2. Pretty cool. Now I got to tell you about this. This is something I always used to do when I was younger, back in the analog days. It's called TV DXing, picking up TV signals on an empty TV channel. It's a pretty cool thing to do. If you ever get a chance to do it, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a show about that here in the future. It's where you try to, I would sit with a chair, some snacks in front of my TV, and I would change the channels quite a bit. And I would go to the TV stations, channel numbers that are not in the area. Like we don't have a channel 5. Now, we don't have a channel 2. We don't have a channel 3 locally. So what you do is, if you don't have a local station, if you have empty channels on your TV that aren't broadcast over in your local market, if you have an empty channel, go to it, move around the antenna, or if you have a really hot antenna on your TV, more than likely you'll pick up a signal on that empty channel. Thing to do. It's called TV DXing. I do it with FM too. If you have an FM station, if you have a lot of FM frequencies. Okay. And you tune around and you pick up stations that aren't really in your area. You get an empty channel number and you watch. You'd be surprised. If you get adverse conditions, you can get stations from somewhere. And it's pretty cool. It's TV DXing. Sad news. A guy named Marvin Kaplan. He's a character actor known for Alice and Top Cat. He died at the age of 89. So here's another death listed. This comes in threes or what? This comes from a Variety article. Sad to say, this is terrible. He played the character known as Marvin for Alice, and also played in Top Cat. He was the voiceover for Choo Choo on the animated series Top Cat. He died of natural causes Wednesday in his home in Burbank, California, according to a statement. This is sad. Statement states, quote, it is a sad and heavy heart that we inform you that our very own Marvin Kaplan passed away at 5 a.m. in his sleep, according to reports. We love Marvin, and we will truly miss him. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, made his film debut in the 1949's Adam's Rib, starring Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy. And he was known for his sarcastic and deadpan delivery. Top Cat, one of my favorite shows. Also was on the CBS series Alice, remember that? As Henry Bessmeyer. I remember that now. He was a phone company employee. Named, often visited Mel's Diner. Yeah, I remember him now. He appeared in other roles, including It's a Mad, 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 Mad World and The Great Racer, Kind of a Love. Another one, gone. Wow, man, this is just amazing how we're just losing a lot of really big stars back to back to back here. Like another one gone. What a shame. Marvin Kaplan died at the age of 89. Man. That's I've seen that movie. It's kind of a good movie. Okay, I'm gonna go down the line. I'm gonna go now into my saved file. And let's see what we've got here. I'm going to go into that here real quick. And I want to try to find that story. Those two tornadoes. One struck Russia. As a matter of fact, I have. I'm going to go to my YouTube here real quick. One struck Russia. And you got to see the video of this, folks. But before I show you that, I need to show you another video that is really this happened in Kokomo, Indiana. Let's see if we can find that now. This is where I'll go into my list of news. This happened in Kokomo, Indiana. Oh, where's that now? Let's go to the other page. Okay, maybe it isn't on there. We missed the mysterious purple orb. I'll show you that one real quick too. But I wanted to show you that Kokomo, Indiana thing before we have to go off. First off, the tornado that happened watch this one. This is in here we go. Another commercial first. We got to do that. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute while that's over, and then we'll reshare after it's over. Okay. All right, once that's over, we'll go ahead and reshare. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go back on it a little bit. Okay, this is in Russia. This is in Russia, folks. Wait, let's see, get in there. Okay. Right. Go back. Okay. All right. This is in Russia. Okay. This is a tornado in Russia. This is in Russia. Wow. And I guess people there wouldn't be used to seeing something like that. I can't even pronounce the name of the town. Damn. I had the pronunciation earlier. But that was a tornado there in Russia. Would you believe that? Wow. And let's see. I'm going to go to the one back from my Facebook, and it is a tornado that happened. The town that took place in, I can't pronounce, so I'm not going to even try to. It was a really weird pronunciation, by the way. I wanted to show you the other one, raw video. This is in Kokomo, Indiana. A tornado is an EF3 ripped through and totally demolished. Look at this. This is in Kokomo, Indiana. Look at that. Yeah. Just did some damage there, heavily damaged. And I want to try to find that one where it topples over that. Let's see if I find that over here. Okay, we're going to stop that a minute. And I want to go to the one where it toppled over a Starbucks. Yeah, knocked over a Starbucks. Let me see, here it is. This is in Kokomo, also in Kokomo, Indiana. This was taken across the street at a restaurant. I don't know the name of the restaurant, but they took this across the street at a restaurant. Now, the storm is just brewing here at this time. The lights just went out in there. Okay, you're going to go down to the window there, and you're going to see this Starbucks across the street just get demolished. Whoa. I mean, it just went down. We got to show you it again. There it is again. There it goes. Yep. Starbucks, Kokomo, Indiana, really leveled. leveled. Wow. No joke. See it again. Go back through that. See it again. Check that out. Down it goes. That was a powerful twister. It was an EF3 tornado. It hit Kokomo, Indiana. I believe it was last week, or what was that? Wednesday, whatever the case may be. I don't have anything other than the information that was given to me on this story. I was hoping maybe I'd find it. They just have the video, but they don't have a story with it. But that was what you saw there, folks. That was a twister in Kokomo, Indiana. Wow. I mean, just like knocked that puppy over, didn't it? Whoa. And, you know, you got to imagine the kind of destruction a twister like that can do. I mean, just literally turn that over. Just, wow. I mean, that's the power of God, folks. I mean, this is nature. This is force of nature. It just, wow. And gotta tell you, that is quite a storm. I don't know exactly where that was at, but where that was at in Kokomo, Indiana. It was shot at a inside of a restaurant there, and it was across the way was I guess their competitor, and I'm sure they kind of give them a little bit of aid there, and the tornado demolished, literally just obliterated the that. Now check this out. This is an orb, folks. I mean, you gotta see this thing. This is just amazing. Oh wait, let me check that one. I keep forgetting to do that before I go and I'm gonna go here. Wait. First of all, sometimes I do that just in case there's a commercial in front of it. But if there isn't, sometimes I'll just kind of go right into it. There it is. Okay. This is taken, I don't know, this is a while back. This is a story about an orb. And
I think you almost walked me through the rock cycle. Got it.
Just they're making comments on it.
We have like little blob on the left. Yeah, purple. Good.
The orb is coming up here real soon.
Blob is purplish.
Teeny tiny mama octopus.
Yeah, coming in.
Fingers for it.
It has the.
What is that?
I actually have
Hold
no
on.
idea. I don't know what that is.
That was found off the coast of California. You have to wonder, is
Just
that
thinking of the plankton
alien
planktonic
invasion
kind
or
that are
something?
Sort of lumpy and thick like that.
wow,
Stumped.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can't even.
fascinating?
Purple.
Are we okay
A purple thing,
to get it? How's the ship?
and you have to wonder
Really,
where
really
that's what that is. That's a purple orb of some kind, and I don't know. You have to wonder about that one. Where did it come from? What is it? It looks like some kind of an alien creature or something. What is that? Orb, just like that light in the sky earlier. Wow, yeah, that was indeed strange. As I said earlier. Well, I tell you what we're going to be doing here, folks. Like I said, I let you know what we've got planned coming up here on GJRB, and just a few because we're winding down to the end of the show. Winding down to the end of the show here. The Gary Russen program will be Gary Russen Way Out There show going off the air here real soon. Got about 10 more minutes left of the program before we put an end to the show. I want to thank you all for tuning in, or at least watching on YouTube later on. If you're watching this like late at night and you're watching it back or just relaxing a little bit and catch the video at your own convenience. Of course, we're on demand, so if you don't catch any live or there's no live viewers like we have right now, you can still respond to all the stuff we've been talking about. Okay, you can still respond, and I usually check back and see who's been watching and who's in catching our program, and I'll read the comments on the air on the next show on the radio side on GJRB Online on Spreaker next week when we do the Gary Russen program next week. And we'll be on the Spreaker next Wednesday for our semi-freestyle show. That's coming up next week. We'll be doing the Gary Russen program middle of the week, over the hump day, semi-freestyle edition of the Gary Russen program. We start off, of course, now that we're on 3 o'clock instead of 4, we start off our show on Wednesdays and on Fridays at 3 o'clock with news and comment. And we do news and comment throughout the show. Okay, that's always on our Wednesday and Friday editions. Now on Tuesday we do something different on the Gary Russen program. Sometimes we do a little bit more news and comment on that show as well, but we haven't done a Tuesday show in a while. Kind of took Tuesday off and been mostly doing the Gary Russen program on Wednesday or Friday. So we haven't really been doing them on Tuesday. Tuesday's been mostly music shows like the Positive Rock Show, Rock Worship, and now Gary J in the afternoon. So we're going to be doing those mostly on Friday, on Tuesdays if we broadcast at all, and on Wednesdays and Fridays it's the Gary Russen program. The way out there on Fridays, where we have freestyle Fridays, and that's so that we don't have to worry about maybe doing that much of a program log. And we leave it open, and it gives me a chance to practice some breaks and try to do different things so that I can have a log tight show on a Tuesday. And we'll probably be doing a couple of those. I'm looking at those as possible for but there would be Tuesday shows will only be if I cancel out a Gary Russen program and I know where else to put it by the Tuesday, and then we make it a tight show then. But other than that, freestyle Friday, freestyle Wednesdays, Gary Russen program, no log whatsoever. It's just the way I like to do it because I've tried a program log with this program and it never works. So I just decided to make it freestyle all the way and just do anything. It's just spur of the moment, jump at the, I still have, like I said before, I like it this way because I just list my stories in links. And all I do is go and pick a story, pick a few. I give myself too many stories to do in a show. And sometimes what I'll do then, and I do that on purpose so that I can take some of the stories I didn't do and put it on the next program. And that's why I do that. So I think it's another good reason why it kind of makes it a better program if I don't follow a program log. I like it that way. So, but on our regular shows on Tuesdays, if we do a Tuesday tight show, we got one viewer. We've got one viewer on there. And glad that you could be aboard. At least we got one viewer live. Great. Let's see what happens there. We're at 6 minutes to 6 p.m. in the Central Time Zone. Says till 7 p.m. in the East. And maybe we'll just stay on a little bit longer here, about a little past 6. But we're going to be going off the air here pretty soon anyway, about 6 more minutes. But we're just going to wrap it up where we're at here. And we usually close out by giving you our program schedule for the remainder of the time. We usually kind of give you what's coming up on our next broadcast. We'll be, like I said before, I want to say goodbye to the people at Hangout, Google Plus Hangout. Sorry to say that it's been kind of fun to have you guys aboard. I really did love doing this. So I just want to say so long, farewell, goodbye to Google Plus Hangouts. Sorry that you guys are going to quit that because I really did love Google Plus Hangouts. Really do. I don't know why you guys are deciding to quit, but I can understand maybe your reason for it. But what a shame that you guys are doing that, because it was always fun. It was always great to have this on like this. It really was, and I'm sorry that we didn't. We have this, but again, like I said before, thank you so much, Google Plus Hangout, for making this the neat program we had for a year. I think about a year. Well, when did we start doing this on Google Plus Hangout? About a year ago, year and a half ago, maybe. I don't remember exactly. Well, I discovered Google Plus Hangout when I was living over the other apartment, or the 3F. But then I just didn't know how it worked. And at that time, I did not have a camera. Now I do. And now they get a camera and they quit. It's just that simple. But I can still do streaming on YouTube. I just going to have to see how I'm going to do that. I have to, like I said, study that whole thing and try to figure out how the heck I can maybe be able to share videos. I'm hoping I can still do that, or at least pictures and stuff, and be able to put it on the air. But what a shame that that I had to go like that. Basically, that was fun to do, but oh well. And there he is. There's our dog. There's our GJRB online mascot, Miguel. And it's National Dog Day, so we're gonna show him on our screen to close out the show for today. And that's gonna do it for the Gary Russen Way Out There show. I was gonna give you an additional story on that guy. He said he saw hell too, apparently, but I didn't get that queued up in time. So I'm going to play that on the next edition of the Way Out There show over on Spreaker on the radio. So I will play that another time. But we pretty much got a lot in, and I really enjoyed doing the program today. And I'm sorry that we only had one viewer to catch our program. And what a shame that we only had that, and they disappeared. So, yeah. Amps great at the right time. Yeah, the Gary Russen Way Out There show. We get one viewer and the amps gray. They boot out. I guess now. I can be scary looking at times, I know. I mean, really, but, it's whatever the case, anyhow. It's been kind of fun. I mean, I really enjoyed, I always enjoyed doing this program. Even if it's just on radio. And we'll be getting back to that next week. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a hiatus break heading into September. As I told you before, I probably have some doctor's appointments coming up with my brain tumor stuff going on and that. So I don't know. I'm going to be kind of in and out. Next week, we'll do a Gary Russen program, tentatively, hopefully on the 31st. At our brand new time for the fall, 3 o'clock Central, 4 o'clock East, and 1 o'clock Pacific, right here on GJRB, online, on Spreaker, on the radio. And we'll be back on here as soon as I can figure out this YouTube thing, okay? Once I get that all figured out, I'll have a live show, and we'll do this again in video form. But other than that, radio, where I started anyway. So I'm going to continue on radio, on Spreaker, on the internet here on GJRB. And of course, for people watching on YouTube, on our GJRB YouTube channel, we're also sending the audio of the Gary Russen program always on here on YouTube for a great talk and get a talk at you. And even if it's just audio, it gets a chance to at least play you some stuff and be able to still do that. I mean, whatever the case, I mean, at least I can do that. But as for now, that's it. Thank you very much, Google Plus Hangout, for making this show possible over the past year. And let's see what we can do with YouTube in future broadcasts. And maybe perhaps we can work on some kind of a plan in which we can do more fun stuff with video and maybe have a chance to do more with the Gary Russen program on YouTube in the future. So, as for now, that's pretty much what I can tell you. And what are you gonna do? It just that just happens. What a shame. That's the way it is. They just decided to quit. But we're gonna see what we can do with a video on YouTube. So in the future. But otherwise, back on radio next week. I'm going to take a little hiatus break for about a couple of weeks. I'm going to be coming back with some Gary Russen programs and some Way Out There shows. I'm going to have another Way Out There show to play you some more from that interview with that doctor, Rayo Parte, and give you that story about how he was supposedly what he thinks was hell. And it's a real scary one. So I'm going to bring you that one on our next Way Out There show on the radio on Spreaker. So you want to catch that. And let's see. What else do I want to... Sorry about the batteries. But I'm going to have to get some backup batteries again. Alkalines, and charge the... charge my rechargeable batteries for the next show, so that usually I don't forget to charge my batteries before airtime, but I forgot today, and so I lost a little bit of power in the mixer, and so luckily it pulled me through to the end, so that's a good thing. But I've got to charge those batteries for the next broadcast, because I've got some production I want to work on. I got some promos to record, so I'm going to have to charge those up. Oh, well. Anyhow, that's it for now. That's it. That's going to do it for the Gary Russen Way Out There show on GJRB TV on YouTube. And Google Plus Hangouts. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We had a great time doing this program, and we'll have another one real soon, another edition, and we'll try to see what we can do with YouTube. And to not bear repeating myself, thanks a lot for tuning in. Have a great weekend. And we'll catch you for another edition of the Gary Russen program next week on Spreaker on GJRB Online. Until then, have a great weekend. Have a good night, everyone. So long. It was the year World War II ended, and the troops came home, and the music was fabulous, with big hits from Perry Como, Judy Garland, and the Andrews Sisters. The year was 1945. Listen to the year in music on the next Swing Time. I'm Gary Russen, and I'll be featuring the biggest hits from that year, along with trivial information about the prices of items such as groceries, the news events, the culture of 1945 on the next Swing Time. Programs scheduled on GJRB Online are subject to change and can change. If they do, watch for GJRB Schedule Update podcast on my Spreaker public site for time and date change announcements. Another Radioland coming soon on GJRB Online.
This is GJR Broadcasting.